Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here. We are out snowboarding again, and today we are going to be talking about, well, some stuff with the Illuminate. Are they actually coming to the game? What's going on with them? And so much more. But without further ado, let's get into it.
So just the other day, something really big launched on the Steam database, and it got a lot of players really hyped about the Illuminate coming into the game. They showed up in a bunch of the game files. It has everything from new gameplay, Illuminate, they were added to the build, so on and so forth, and it's gotten a lot of news and attention, and along with that, there's been some confusing things that have players a little bit hyped, but maybe they shouldn't. Something was making the rounds on Reddit the other day, and it was reposted by Helldivers Alerts, where it said this thing was watching us, and it shows a Helldiver with what appears to be an Illuminate observer floating around in the background. Now, the user did answer some questions about how he tried to shoot at it, but it is very important to know that this is likely not real at all, despite a lot of people getting hyped up for it. The reason is, well, it's very easy to put stuff that's already in the game files actually in the game, hence why we see a lot of leaked footage of upcoming vehicles and such. In fact, Iron Sights has been doing it for a very long time just to give us context on what things will look like. For instance, he said, "Not a leak, I was bored, so I put the Great Eye in game," and he was able to render it in the game files and actually play around with it there. Not only was he able to do this with something like the Great Eye, but he also put the giant tripods in game, which are going to be the size of a Bile Titan, which is absolutely massive, and he showcased in-game screenshots of that as well. And most notably, very funny enough, is he's also put the Observer in the game, which looks exactly like the one we see in that other image that was put up by the Reddit user. Iron Sights does this to give us some information, such as the only being around 0.9 to 0.3 meters long. It's very agile in combat and just overall giving us some hints on what's coming in the near future. In fact, take a look at the screenshot right here. You've probably never seen this before unless you watched a video I did a couple days ago, because it's not anywhere on the internet right now. This is something Iron Sights made and went ahead and sent to me, and that is in fact the warp gate and what it will look like when it comes to the game. But you could very easily throw this up on Reddit and say, wow, I found a warp gate for the Illuminate, or what could this be? And a lot of people would probably believe it's real. In fact, this happened just the other day, but a little bit differently. A Reddit user posted this image, and it shows in the titles that someone found an Illuminate warp gate. Well, funny enough, there's actually a little bit of a glitch on Steam where players are able to change the fonts and other things when they type, so this was 100% debunked very quickly, but these things spread like wildfire when they get posted on those threads, as not everyone is aware of the exploits in the game files. This is even further made evident by the fact that there was that map leak not too long ago, where apparently the Illuminate accidentally got bugged into the game and were on the south quadrant of the map. Now, once again, these could actually be things that are happening. There is not concrete proof that it isn't, but it just seems very unlikely, as Arrowhead themselves and the CEO has said this is fake news. I would actually imagine that with all the buffs and nerfs going on, that being said, if they end up coming soon in a surprise attack, I won't complain, because I think these are going to be very fun units to fight against. There are new subtitles that were actually found in the game files, and these all come thanks to Asunder, and it lets us know a little bit about the Illuminate and what we can be expecting with their arrival. There are things that are listed such as the Illuminate long ago anointed themselves galactic shepherds. In their twisted mind, Super Earth is an existential threat that must be destroyed. Along with that, it states, Helldivers, something is very wrong. Several planets have come under simultaneous attacks from a mysterious enemy we must investigate. Apparently on the 6th line there, the Illuminate want to turn Super Earth itself into a mind control nexus and use it as a force for their tyrannical worldview on every being in the galaxy. I can't think of anything more despicable. Apparently though, on the very last line here, this is going to be a attack where we first blame the automatons, as it says, I wonder what's behind these distress calls. My guess, it's an automaton cyber attack. You'll get down there and find nothing but a bunch of confused technicians locked out of their systems. This is why updating your firewall is important, and there's even more stuff found. At the very top line of this one, it says, it's official, now we're fighting the Illuminate 2, in addition to the bugs and bots. A 3-front conflict just like the first Galactic War. When will these aliens learn? The third line there is also very interesting, as it says, soon, not even the screams of the Illuminate will escape the event horizon of their annihilation, which probably has something to do with Meridia and the black hole with the event horizon, and I'll explain that in a minute. It also lets us know that they will be creating warp gates, raising spires, synthesizing dark fluid. I don't know what the Illuminate are up to, but it can't be anything democratic. Because on another line, about 6 down, it says, the Illuminate must have infiltrated our galaxy in the week since the wormhole was created, cravenly waiting for the opportunity to strike, which could have something to do also with the gloom, which is right around the Meridia black hole on the map. The reason why we might be getting into a fight with them is it also says we do not yet know how to synthesize dark fluid ourselves. We can only liberate it from the Illuminate. And interestingly enough, Even destroying 2 of their planets wasn't enough to deter the Illuminate from attacking. Peace just isn't an option for them. And on the third and final page of the subtitles, it says, when the distress calls first came in, I thought our comms were bugged, a dozen top priority signals all at once from planets far out of enemy range. But I guess they're real, which means I don't know what that means, but you better get down there quick, Helldiver. And it gives us some lore on them as well, saying the Illuminate are an ancient alien species whose existence predates humanity's by millennia. In the first galactic war, they attacked Super Earth without provocation. Thanks to Helldivers, they were ultimately destroyed, or so we thought. And the last one says the squids won't be warping anywhere ever again, as they do have warp gates that will be coming in. We know a couple of things about them, all thanks to Iron Sights. Remember to follow him on Twitter as he gives us the most up-to-date information. We know that there are going to be objectives such as the dark fluid harvester right here, as it did mention in those subtitles that we can't go ahead and make it ourselves, and we're going to be fighting the Illuminate to go ahead and steal it from them. There will also be these renders of the dark fluid research station, which Iron Sights was able to flesh out. Along with that, there will be an Illuminate artifact, which we will have to extract, very similar to the small little larva bugs and the automaton heads we find throughout the map. They're going to have a bunch of different enemy types, such as the illusionists and the ghouls, which both have animations that you can see right here. So overall, they should be right around the corners, because it specifically stated that it was the weeks since the Meridia black hole, and it's been about a month or two, so I can't imagine that they're going to be waiting much longer. But something that should definitely let us know when they're finally coming in is actually this Coretta Kelly broadcast about the Illuminate ships being spotted. I'll go ahead and play it right here, and then we'll jump into community clips. Again, if you guys ever want to see your clips in the video, you can send them to me at Thornton Smash on Twitter, and I'll go ahead and throw them up in the video. But without further ado, here is the broadcast.
Good evening. I'm your host, Coretta Kelly. What you're looking at here is recently released footage from the Ministry of Defense showing an interstellar object that seems to resemble an Illuminate void ship. The Illuminate have long been considered eradicated following the First Galactic War. But this video is causing some to question if any somehow survived. Officials say they have not yet confirmed whether the object is truly Illuminate in origin, but that they are considering all possibilities. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly.
Let me know down below, guys, what do you guys think about the upcoming Illuminate? Do you think they're going to drop in slowly, or do you think they'll make a massive surge attack? Also, don't forget to check out the video right here and right here, where I cover Helldivers 2 news on the daily. Until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading democracy.